Hey, what's up guys, it's the Polo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What if Naruto could use the Baryon mode early on without any drawbacks. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story. Now before continuing this, shoutout is due where it is due. Shoutout to Jimmy Desai Tice for suggesting this idea. And before moving onwards, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. And do let me know what you guys think of this audio. I tried something different yesterday on Meta What If. It was a software that I downloaded and it turned my voice into too much of an AI version-ish, because even to me it kind of sounded weird because I was speaking in different tones and it was just balancing them out. It was GPU intensive. Luckily I had a RTX card. You guys know that for those who are OGs are aware that I uploaded a video when I got the PC that I have on which I work. Anyways, long story short, my mic got broken and you guys were complaining since a lot of distortion and whatnot was heard. And I'm not a technically audio genius. I usually just plug and play after setting up a few of the filters like noise suppression and whatnot. So yeah, it was kind of hard for me, but in the end I just watched some tutorials and set it up. That voice was unnatural. This is my natural voice, and it is kind of better than the 80s broadcaster voice that was previously recorded the day before yesterday. Do let me know what you guys think, and hopefully you guys might get used to it for quite a while now, because I as sure as hell I'm not gonna buy an expensive mic because I haven't recovered from the last one yet. Shit is too expensive. Anyways, moving onwards, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta Life channel as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato. 5 years after the QB attack. It was October 9th and nighttime as we go towards the orphanage of the said village, where the orphan kids of all ages were resided and were taken care of by the dictatorship of Konoha and its council. That is until the watcher, the matriarch of the orphanage, brought out a boy dragging him by his arm and threw him to the street. Get out and stay out. You're not welcome here. Not anymore. But what did I do? You're a monster. A monster. Get out of here and never return. And so the door was slammed shut in the face of 5-year-old, who in the middle of night was now left stranded in front of the orphanage. He glanced left and right and then grabbed his stuff and began to leave. He was trying his best to stay at somewhere for the night, but he couldn't. Nobody would take him in. Get out of here, kid. What the hell do you think you're doing, brat? Get out of here. It was cold, since it was almost winter, and he was wearing thin clothes. To warm himself, he went towards where the homeless hobos stayed at, but they even threw him out. Get out of here, this is our turf, kid. Now, all alone, the kid was trying his best to lit up a small fire to warm himself, but his hands, they were bruised, and he was in tears. Damn it, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Naruto was crying. And that is when he heard a voice. You didn't do anything. These sons of bitches. They are the ones who did. Who said that? Calm down, kid. I don't want you to freak out. Who are you? Who is speaking? I told you to calm down. Why did Minato and Kushina have to do this to me? Anyways. If you're not gonna calm down, I'm gonna have to forcefully bring you in. Bring me in? Where? Naruto was now on high alert, as the voice just sighed and grumbled, and only said a few words. I'm taking you in. And with that, Naruto slumped onto the ground and now was kind of having a bad headache as he woke up from the water dripping sound. Huh? What? What is this place? Where the hell am I? Said Naruto as he found himself in a puddle of water. But as he saw, this wasn't just a small puddle. It was a whole system in which the water was up until his ankles and he was capable of standing there. Looks like a sewer system. Does Konoha have something akin to this? I don't know. Where the hell am I? Come closer, kid, said the same voice. You? You brought me here? Yes, I had to. You don't need to worry about anything. Just follow my voice, and you'll arrive and find me. And that is what Naruto did, arriving in front of a huge barred gate. But it was opened. It had a gaping hole in the center, and from behind which two red eyes were staring at him. As Naruto was now in fear. What the hell are you? As the gate opened, and out walked the majestic Kyuubi no Yoko, with 9 tails fluttering behind him. As he looked down at the kid, and brought his face down, I am the Kyuubi no Yoko. As Naruto's eyes widened, no, it can't be. It can't be. You're dead. Hokage-sama killed you. The fourth Sama. He did not. Isn't that right, Minato? Kushina. Come out, your brat is here to see you. And so, both of them materialized. The fourth Hokage and a red-headed lady. What is this? Jeez, Kurama, you could have at least told him who we are and who you are. Don't worry, Naruto, he's a friend. He's just a grumpy old fox. That is all he is. Explain everything to him. I don't gotta listen to his hissy fit. Not like he's gonna believe me after I tell him that I'm Kyuubi no Yoko. Yeah, I guess you're right about that, Kurama. Leave this to us. Fourth-sama? Yes, Naruto. But you can call me father, because I am your dad. As Naruto's eyes widened, what? Yes, I am your father. And this here is Kushina, your mom. Didn't Hiruzen-sama told you that already? How old are you? I'm 5. He got kicked out of the orphanage. Orphanage? Said Kurama, as Minato was confused. Naruto, tell me, how have you been living, son? I've been living in the orphanage. And Hiruzen-sama, or Gigi, he only visited twice since I began there. How long have you been living in the orphanage? I don't know, since I was a kid, maybe? As both Minato and Kushina glanced towards one another. Do you know who we are? Aside from our title. No. Did you ask about your parents? Gigi said that they died, protecting the village. They were brave shinobi in Konoha. Are you really them? Said Naruto, with a hope in his voice. Yes, Naruto, we are. You are our son. We are here, aren't we? We left a part of our soul in the seal. I told you we can't trust them, and it has proven to be true. Thank you, Kurama. Thank you. It's nothing. At best, it was his own Kakegenkai that he possesses this birth. Kakegenkai? Don't get your hopes up too much. It's a healing factor. Much more potent than the Uzumaki's healing factor even. So much so that it can be considered a Kakegenkai if it is found out. So you mean to say that even a fatal wound will be able to heal? Yes. Even if he possesses chakra, it will be able to heal. Since the seal was never fully locked or intact, I have been working non-stop as well, feeding him small dosages of my chakra into his chakra network. What? Why? To make you get used to my chakra, kid, because I know you're gonna need it. You can never trust Konoha or your Gigi, as a matter of fact. I told you, Minato and Kushina, that you were being prepared to be the scapegoat if anything happens. And that is what has happened. They wanted you gone so that they could take in your kid and mold him into their own weapon. I should have listened. I'm sorry, Kurama. It's just, I know. It's human nature to trust those who you have lived with for the rest of your life. So what now, Minato? What are you going to decide? Do you think it is time that I begin? Yes. Now is the time. And keep this a secret, Naruto. Make sure that nobody is able to find out that you are capable of living on your own. I'm gonna draw out a map and give you the instructions. You don't need to. I'll guide him to the home. It is still intact. The safe house, isn't it? Yeah. Everything was moved there. We made sure before Kushina went into birth and labor. Because we had a hunch back then, which has proven to be true 5 years later. We don't have much time, son. But know this. We love you, and we are always proud of you, and would support you no matter what you decide. But no matter what happens, trust no one aside from Kurama. And with that, Minato and Kushina dispelled, using the last bit of their chakra, and Naruto and Kyuubi from that day onwards were close. So much so that they were inseparable. Hiruzen didn't find out much of what Naruto has gone through. Why? Because he wasn't interested and always was busy with the paperwork. The village wasn't interested because the Kyuubi was hidden from their eyes and they were already busy with their own stuff. So, it was never a thought that crossed their mind. As time progressed, Naruto was admitted to the academy. And as time even further passed, Naruto became the class clown, always pranking, sleeping, and doing nothing but laze and barely passing the class, each and every time. While in reality, Naruto was training hard under the regime prepared by the Kyuubi, his father, and his mother, and has mastered not only Fuinjutsu arts but also his father's prized possession, the higher Shinjutsu, as well as the Rasengan. And he has been mastering the Kyuubi's chakra as well in the underground training arena that was made by Minato and Kushina, where Kushina and Kyuubi train in secrecy. As Naruto was capable of entering the KCM2 state and was tapping into the Baryon mode potential, but once they tried to tap into it, Naruto always would feel fever because his healing factor would kick in and at immense level, causing him to break down. I still can't believe it, Kurama. Why can't we use the Baryon mode? It's quite chakra taxing. It even exhausts my chakra. In the end, I have to end up relying on your healing factor as well, kid. I'm sorry. It's alright. If it keeps both of us alive, that is. But we need to find a way. I highly doubt it. That we will need Baryon mode, but you're right. Because the Otsuzukis are still out there. Remind me again why the Otsuzukis are so important? Because they are a clan. A clan of not people, but gods, chakra gods. One of them arrived here and literally spreaded the chakra. And we also were created from her chakra. That is why. They don't care about lives or any planets. They just take chakra, steal it in the form of a fruit and consume it and be on their merry way to the next stop. Sounds like quite a selfish bunch. That is, of course, they are. So, how are they able to do this? You said that this Kaguya lady, she was sealed, wasn't she? Of course she is. The sage of the sixth path and his brother Homura Otsutsuki, both of them sealed their own mother because she had gone insane in the thirst for power. And later on we were created, but she's still out there. Father, or you can say sage, had prophesied that there would come a time when she is close to breaking free. How is that possible? How can she break free? She has other means. People who see ambition in her plan. People who sought out power and hope that they will be granted exemption from what the others might face. I see. So the people like that exist? Yeah, kid. They're out there somewhere. And they're very dangerous. As now we cut towards Amegakure, where we see deep underground into the tunnel system which was created by an organization. An organization was being made. Akatsuki. And their leader was a masked person, wearing an orange mask with a swirl. And his name was Madara Uchiha. But he wasn't alone. He had others membered like Konan, Nagato, as well as Deidara, Sasori, Hidan, Kakazu, and then there was Setsu. They were still in need of more members, and now they were holding a meeting. How far the fundings are going? The fundings are going great, but we'll need more fundings. It could take a few years before we begin the plan. Zetsu would continue to do the recon on one target at each time, while we continue to do what we do best, gather resources, increase our intel, and then we attack. The Moon Eye plan will be fulfilled at each and every cost, without any failure. I'm gonna make sure of it, that the Uchiha Stone destiny is achieved. As now we cut back to Naruto. As 13 years have passed since the Kyuubi attack, and Naruto has somehow in the end of the class was able to graduate. And once he did, as the dead last, he was placed into the Team 7 with Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. And their team leader was Kakashi Hatake. Everything was going great. They were doing the D-rank missions and were completing them. That is until Naruto, acting like the class clown, the face mask that he wore, arrived. Oi, Gigi, when are you gonna end this rubbish? When are you gonna give us the real mission? As Ruka said, Naruto, mind your tone. This is the Hokage you're speaking to. With an edge in his voice, as Hiruzen said, calm down, Iruka. It's fine. Well, my dear boy, how about this? Tazuna, please arrive inside. As Tazuna, the bridge builder, arrived. Huh? Are these the Genins who are gonna help me? Yes, we are the ones. Huh. Seems like they're the ones who needs protection. Especially that emo duck-haired ass kid and the girlie over here. The boy in the orange. He's a clown. He's gonna die first. If anything, you're the only one. I'm just their observer. They're the ones on the mission. Well, I'm dead anyway. Are you sure that there isn't? It's an escort mission, and this is what implies. Genins are the only ones that can handle this. And handle this alone. And so, they went on their merry way towards the land of waves. Throughout the mission, they walked on civilian pace until they saw a puddle, as Kurama spoke. It hasn't rained here since a month, and a puddle of water is in the middle of the road. As Naruto disappeared in such blinding speeds that nobody even blinked, and before they could, Naruto arrived back, using his father's Harishin, which he has advanced, using the Fuinjutsu knowledge. As suddenly an explosion erupted, and the puddle turned red. What the hell was that? Said Tazuna. Maybe some wild animals, said Naruto in a joking manner. Maybe we should continue. As now we see, Kakashi arrived. He also was not able to see it, but he saw the puddle and stopped by. What is it, Sensei? You dropped something in there? No. It's just this water is red. Must be pool of blood then. Naruto, are you insane? You really are a baka. Gee, Sakura-san, sorry. As Naruto rubbed the back of his head with a goofy grin, as Sasuke sighed. It could be. Damn it. Those are the demon brothers. How did they end up like this? I never saw nobody move, but I'm certain that the explosion and the death, it happened right now. The Genjutsu, it's gonna break soon as their chakra depletes. And the bodies will emerge. I don't want to bother them. Let's continue onwards. And so that is what they did. They continued onwards with the mission until they arrived at the land of waves, where they saw Zabuza Momochi waiting for them. He wanted the bridge builder, and at that time the battle broke out. Naruto, he couldn't do anything but except fight and defend Tazuna. Kakashi got injured and Zabuza was able to escape. And that is when Tazuna explained everything about Gato and what his village has went through. Naruto decided to rile them up and make sure that they help. And so, they decided to help. As time passed by, we see Naruto in the middle of the night, but Kurama went out on a hunt, and Gato and Zabuza were taken care of. More like Gato was, because Zabuza, he was told that Gato was going to betray him, and he, with Haku, left. With Naruto achieving the wisdom, what does he fight for? As he and Kyuubi realized one thing. They fought for survival, their own survival, and making sure that nobody would be able to make a fool out of them. That before was just words, but now it was an ambition and their goal to survive, to outlive those who were trying to kill them at all cost. And so they returned back to work. Nothing happened out of the ordinary. It was silent, too silent. Even Tazina were getting intense, but in the end nothing happened. And the bridge was completed and they all returned on their merry way back to Konoha. On their arrival, the Chunin exams were being told to them that the Chunin exams are going to be held. And in that exams, Naruto and Kurama came up with a reason. That they are gonna release the true strength. And by that time, the Akatsuki organization, they too were keen of trying to see and test their powers against the Jinchurikis. Because this time around, Konoha was hosting the biggest Chunin exams event. So much so that even the enemy village, all of them were there. Each and every Jinchuriki was there. Aside from the Three Tails, because after the Civil War, it was kept there. Isubu was kept in a bunker-like base, kept under guard, protected by the Kirishinobi. So, they attacked him first and were able to take him out just before the Chunin exams. Kiri, in the end, backed out and stayed back to investigate of how this happened. But now the Akatsuki were confident that they would be able to take care of the Bijus and Jinchurikis. And so, they joined Orochimaru and his forces and attacked Konoha. Or decided to attack Konoha. The first part of the exam was written test, which was kind of easy for everyone, especially for Naruto. And the second exam was the Forest of Death. In that, something interesting happened. Naruto saved Sasuke by taking the curse mark seal from Orochimaru by some twist of fate, and in the end, he was able to disappear using the Harishin, grabbing them both, shocking Orochimaru. Orochimaru knew Naruto's being a Jinchuriki, but seeing that he now had the curse mark, he knew one thing. He wouldn't be able to take his body, and he has created a problem from Konoha because of the curse mark, because it was destabilized Naruto. Kyuubi was able to wasp out the soul of Orochimaru from that seal. But after a few moments of thinking, it smirked. Kid, I think we might have gotten a blessing in disguise from Orochimaru himself. What? The seal that he gave you. It can be used now to take chakra from nature, an immense amount, but we will use it for Baryon mode without taxing us. Are you sure? How is that gonna work? Usually after the usage of Baryon mode, your life force isn't drained, but you fall ill because of, heavy intense chakra being used for both of us. We can use that seal for that. You're right. In this way we will be okay. Store as much chakra as you can. And you know that we can only enter the Baryon mode once a day and only in the last time. And so, the finals arrived. 1 month later after the preliminary rounds, which went as in canon. Naruto beat the crap in the funniest way possible, with a fart. And once the final arrived, Naruto took his exam and was able to pass as well. Until Kakashi arrived with his prized student, who got the shit beaten out of him, and that is when the Kyuubi attack began. Naruto was surrounded until he released the KCM2 state, and went all out. But they have been prepared. They brought in the Zetsu army and the others, and Ado Tensei Madara was revived alongside with the first and second. Well, look at this, Hashirama, Tobirama. Us, after a long time, fighting on the same side. This is bullshit, Madara. Fight me like a man. Now, why would I do that, Tobirama? You're doing the dirty work for me. You damn bastard, Uchiha. If I had my own will, what? You would kill my clansmen like you did in the past? I'll butcher down each and every one of them. As Madara laughed, Why? Why do you have to cause so much pain, Madara? You think I enjoy, Hashirama? The people, the village that you created has gone corrupt. It has destroyed my clan. The peace have been destroyed by your village. Monkey was never the answer. Tobirama, never. As after saying these words and along the same lines, was enraging them to break free, but it only hurt them because their souls were bound to do a task, and the bitter was Orochimaru. And at that moment, Naruto unleashed Baryon mode. He literally took down armies within a single strike and deleted all the Zetsus from existence. And what followed suit was yellow goldenish blurs whizzing through everywhere, as that is when Hiruzen was saved by a wooden spike as Naruto stood in front of him. His eyes red with black slits in them, and chakra, 9 tails forming with the form of cloak behind him. As Naruto looked towards him, I'll take care of this. Stay down. As Hiruzen was shocked, and what followed suit was the beatdown of the century. The Zetsu, the whole Akatsuki, and even Madara, Hashirama, and Tobirama all were beaten in front of whole of Konoha and the other Kages, who were having a hard time. And in the end, even their other Tensei forms were destroyed and their souls were released. Orochimaru was hunted and destroyed with his Rasengan slammed to his guts that was planetary level devastating because of the Baryon mode. As Naruto, after all the chaos, had destroyed each and every one of the attacks that stood there. Is this the Chunin that fought in the exams? Said one of the Kages. No, that's the goddamn communist shinobi. The next one. A real one, said the other Kage, as Hiruzen stood up and gulped. Naruto. How? Simple. I met them. And him. As hearing these words, him and them rang alarm bells in the heads of Hiruzen. I am no hero of Konoha. I did this on my own. I denounced this village who took away everything from me. What are you talking about, kid? I know what you did, Hiruzen. And you all of Konoha. You betrayed my parents. And you betrayed me. Who are your parents? Did I? As Hiruzen looked down. Minasuna Mikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. Of course, it has to be his son. His son that would save the whole world from a great disaster known as Madara Uchiha and his failed invasion. Leave it to Konoha to always fuck things up. Regardless of my situation and relations with your fathers, I'm happy and grateful for what you have done, and honored that you are the one who saved us, Naruto Uzumaki. What are you then? Said A, the Raikage. If you're not part of Konoha, you can join our village, or anyone here. I'm not. I'm gonna make sure that I stay a Ronin, a man without a home to stay at. Because I have a lot to learn, and a lot of self-reflection to do. Think of this as the mercy that you showed me for the past 13 years of saving you. You bunch of bastards and monsters. And with that, Naruto began to walk away, without any drawbacks, because instead of his healing chakra, the chakra from the seal turned into the healing factor and kicked in for both Kurama and both Naruto. As Naruto walked away from Konoha, so did the investors as well as the clients. Konoha was now begging for arms. Even the land of Wild Daimyo was not able to keep the village afloat for too long. Well, the others got business, and they wanted Naruto to come back. But he didn't, because Naruto realized one thing and one thing alone since the beginning of his training with Kurama and the encouraging last words from his parents: trust no one, and only listen to Kurama and yourself. And that is what he has done. He and Kurama had decided long ago that they would do this the day their power is revealed. And now in a bingo book he had silver triple S rank plus page, in which it was mentioned that he was Kami no Shinobi. Age 14, blonde hair, tan skin, blue eyes. Approach with caution. Extreme amount of caution and respect. Name Naruto Uzumaki, the game changer. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.